It was one of the guys that I ain't coming to from Masawa, Japan. Pinku style solo today. It's been a while since my last confession and everything. Been crazy busy. If you guys, again, I don't even make the excuses no more, but if you guys will see me for a while, just know there's a lot of stuff going on. There's always busy, but some weeks things happen, transpire. It gets really, really busy, and I just can't get to the podcast. It's not been a long break and everything, but anyway, man, just been busy and everything. So a lot of stuff has transpired since the last time I've been on a podcast. Most importantly, the Afghan stuff. I definitely want to get into that really quickly and everything. As you guys know, I'm an Iraq vet and everything, so definitely want to get my opinions on that stuff and everything. Before we get into it, just want to plug a few things here and there. Again, I am I'm a dealer for Drifting Goku magazine, even though I don't sell a lot of them. I'm still a dealer for these guys, so if you would like to get a magazine, hit me up down on pinkostyle.com or check out the store, pinkostylestore.com, to see the information on the magazines and where you can get your subscription. Also, Option Magazine. So if you guys are not into drifting, Option covers drift, grip, rally, all the different stuff out there. So you can do different things out there and get different magazines. Option and Drifting Goku is the only ones I'm carrying right now and everything. And again, excuse me in advance. I keep looking over my camera because I'm expecting a delivery. So I'll do a little break and come back and everything. So anyway, man, this one thing that's been a big topic over the last 2 weeks has been an Afghan pullout. For the guys who are new to the channel, new to me, I am a Iraq OEF Operation Enduring Freedom Operation, whatever the hell it's called, man. I done brain dump that stuff. But anyway, OEF. I'm a three-time combat vet, convoys. I did over there for 3 years, so I was directly in enemy fire. Like I told guys before in different podcasts, I only once kind of bring my weapon up past my waistline in an act of engaging the enemy, and didn't have to. So I'm not a lot of guys that go into the combat stuff fake the funk like they got kills, KIAs and everything, and that's not something most people who do that stuff, who've done it, they don't brag about it, and there's a reason why. Because even if that person's an enemy, but you definitely took in a life, and it doesn't matter if the life is good or evil, it's still you've ended somebody's life. You've say the person you killed is a 38-year-old. I'm 38 years old, man. I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and you just ended all that stuff, man. So taking somebody's life is not something that's should be talked about for cool points. Clearing that up right there. So again, I just cleared it up because a lot of guys, they figure everybody in combat has done it. A lot of people in combat, they support. They don't actually go outside the wire, what we call it. I was outside the wire doing convoys and everything all up and down Iraq and everything. So from pretty much the bottom of Iraq up to about, I think, Al Jalil, TQ was about the highest we go. And it gets cold up there, actually, believe it or not, at nighttime. So anyway, again, I'm an Iraq vet. I never did Afghan. My guys who were Afghan, they moved over to Iraq, line hole, right after things got a little bit, we needed Iraq. We needed support there because Iraq was pretty much supporting Afghanistan and different things like that in different theaters. So we moved. We did Air Force did a good job over there. So the first time it was done in Iraq, it was as a favor to the Army. As you know, the Army Marines went there in 2003, knocked stuff down, took over and set up really quickly. And a little bit after that, we had to set up the FOBs, the COBs, and all that good stuff out there. So, the Air Force had a lot of people. I was 2T1. You guys in the Marines and the Army, it's 88 Mike. Navy, I don't know what you guys call your transportation, but I was ground trans, logistics, readiness, vehicle operations. It's called like some ground transportation shit now, whatever, but I'm a vehicle operator. That's what I came in as. That's what I left out as. So it was trans a little bit. I see the guys with the TRS hats on when I first came in. They were phasing it out because it used to be called trans. So I'm a 2T1, 88 Mike, whatever you want to call it, which is pretty much driving all vehicles, forklifts, trucks, tractor trailers, buses, everything. So that was my job in the Air Force, was driving everything, and it kind of fits right into what I do now. I race cars. I wasn't racing those M915s, but again, I can jump in any vehicle out there. It doesn't matter how big it is and drive it. and that's a pretty cool thing, pretty cool feeling. Some people don't drive anything bigger than like a 15 packs Chevy van. That's like the biggest thing most people drive. So to be able to wake up and jump an 18 wheeler and drive it fully, automatic, manual, it doesn't matter. It's a pretty cool feeling, and that's one of the accomplishments I got out of being a vehicle operator. Also, the guys who benefited from my shipping and stuff like that, the logistics. You guys wonder how I run this shop by myself, is because the skills I gained. So anyway, the Afghan stuff, again, everybody's weighing in on it. And a lot of people saying, some of the guys who are being bleeding hearts, like you guys. I mean, again, if you haven't look the way this, everybody who's talking shit out there about this Afghan stuff, if you've never deployed, if you've never been in a combat situation, shut the fuck up, man. I'm just gonna keep it like this. Just be real. Everybody else talking stuff about what it is, what it ain't. If you haven't been out there and you haven't seen combat, you haven't been close to it, right on the outsides of it, it's something that can't be explained. I don't care how many movies you watch. I don't care how many books you watch, how many books you read from Sun Tzu and all this other stuff. If you've never been in combat, if you've never been charged to go out there and take a hill, quote unquote, you have no idea what it is. Even if you're the parent of the person doing it, if you yourself, the person watching this, if you yourself has not ever been in combat, whatever you say is invalid, straight up. And I hate I had to be like that, but there's some things in life that are not objective. There's some things in life where you don't get a say so in it unless you do that yourself, and that goes for all facets of life, man. If you speak on things you don't know, be prepared to get your ass reamed by a combat vet or somebody. So this is what we're saying, man. I'll correlate this to guys out there who, again, never been in combat, but you've lived long enough. Most people watching this, my demographics is all males, and it says it's like 18 to like 35 is like the people who watch my channel. And so at that point, 18 years old, a little bit too young, but about 23, 24, you might fell in love with a girl or whatever. Let's say you put like a girl or boy, whatever. It says male, so I'm going to talk to my males. I don't have any females on my demographic. So let's say you put a bunch of time into dating this girl or whatever, man. You go out, you buy stuff, you do whatever. You do the basic relationship stuff, right? Let's say you put 5-10 years into a little weird to be a girlfriend, boyfriend for 10 years, kind of wasting time there. But let's say you do 10 years, right? 10 years, you're a faithful guy, whatever, and you're doing your thing. You're doing what a good guy is supposed to do. You're paying attention to the girl. You're pleasing her in the bed. You're doing everything you gotta do, right? And then like one day she just come home from work and like it's over, like we're done, and like you're like, what the fuck? What do you mean we done? Like I'll just cook dinner and shit, and you're saying we're done. And that's that's one example of, I think, the closest thing I could correlate, that we all kind of experienced, that most normal people have been in some kind of relationship or going towards it. And it's kind of like one of those things where like, you put 20 years into that thing, how those guys did in Afghanistan. I got a bunch of buddies that went over there, lost limbs, lost eyesight, lost buddies. And then you're just saying like, all right, we out of there. And then the way they pulled out was really shitty and everything. I'll get to that a little bit later, but let's just say that that's the spectrum of what happened to you. And it would feel like a gut punch, man. Like, I mean, if anybody ever's been in a relationship where you've done anything meaningful over a amount of years, and then the party you're with or the partner you're with overnight just come in and be like, hey, I'm done. And also, I mean, myself included, I'm not a angel here. I've been with, for example, I was with one Japanese chick for about 2 years, man. Dating. Dating is whatever you accomplish dating in, or whatever, sex or whatever, right? So like, it was cool. She was older, about a couple years older than me, but I could tell she had no drive, and I didn't want to be with nobody like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna waste her time. I started messing around with this other girl, and I don't, and believe it or not, man, I don't do multiple girls. I dabbled with it in college, and it's a headache, man, to try to be with a bunch of different girls and everything. So I was like, hey man, we're done, just out of the blue one day. And I kind of did it shitty where I kind of made like an argument about something that was kind of like not really a big deal, and I was like, you know what, we're done. And then I kind of did that and broke it off. And it's kind of like the same shit in Afghanistan. Like, they made an argument to get there, right? And then you make an argument to stay there, and then you make a little issue to leave and pull out and everything, and it's all political. But again, man, all that gear they left there, all those weapons they left there, all that crap they left there, it sucks, man. I remember when I was going to my first tour in Iraq, was getting used to carrying M4. Again, I'm a vehicle operator. We don't carry weapons all day. People don't understand. All military people don't carry weapons all day. Only people who carry weapons on post base are the security forces or individual that has to have a weapon. Other than that, everybody else, all the weapons are in the armory, and it's supposed to be a certain amount of weapons for everybody on base, just in case the base gets overrun. And most people in the fucking military don't even know how to load a M16 and M4. So that's a lot of people think all military people are high speed, and that's a whole different conversation. So, you know what I mean? All right, so I left my M4, right? And I was pretty much had a fever, but I was toughing it out. And I went to go use the restroom like dead of the night, about 1 or 2 in the morning in Texas. And the guy's been in Texas at nighttime in the middle of the woods. I mean, it's pitch black dark, right? So I really fucking around. There's snakes out there, and they tell you to get back, so you got to use like a little flashlight to actually get back and forth between your tents. And I left my weapon, right? So I'm in a bed, and then I hear the tent door open, and my guy was like, "Hey man, you missing something?" To me, my guy Lear. And I was like, as soon as he said you missing, before he finished, I was like, "Fuck!" I just checked for my M4 where you put your hand to the left or right. I put my hand on the ground. My fucking M4 wasn't there. And I'm like, dude, where the fuck's my weapon at? And I knew I was in a porta potty. So I was about to run back there and get it. He's like, I got it. I got it for you and everything. And then like the way Larry handled that really cool because he didn't call me out. This is active duty. We're not basic training and shit like that. Basic training, your whole goddamn thing get flipped over and everything. So this was luckily active duty, but still it was you never leave your weapon. You never leave your weapon. So let me make a long story short. You never leave your fucking weapon, man. Anybody who's been out there in the field, you never leave your weapon. You never lay your shit on the ground. You never do nothing like that because that weapon costs a good amount of money. Also, the weapon is your lifeline, and that weapon's protecting your buddies, right? So just look at the list. If you guys are there Googling all that shit, I'm not sure whatever. I'm not looking into it. It's not my fucking money, whatever. And I don't pay taxes because I live outside Japan, so fuck it. So, you know what I mean? The amount of stuff they left behind there in Afghanistan that's going to be used against us and against allies and against whoever the hell they want to use this stuff against, man, that's a bad move, man. You don't have to be a career politician to know that's a bad move. I don't know how to pull it like that and then leave all that stuff there. Again, you get an Article 15 for, depending on your leadership, for leaving your weapon somewhere. If the weapons is if it's found, you get like LOC or LOR. Letter of reprimand, right? If that weapon's damaged heavily or like run over, as some people put their weapons on the truck, we filling up gas in Iraq, fuel, diesel, and it gets run over, weapons folded in half or whatever, and you get trouble for that. You get Article 15 for destruction of property of the government and everything. So again, the whole weapon, leaving stuff behind, that is not a light thing, man. I mean, we all making jokes about leaving our weapons in field training and whatever, and some guys in theater. That's not something that's your lifeline. If you guys happen to get overrun, you don't have a way to fire at the enemy. Like you're pretty much dead without a chance. So it's a big thing, man. The whole Afghanistan thing, again, whatever. It's not that I haven't been there. I haven't been in those mountains. I haven't been in the terrain. Some will say Iraq is a more easier to traverse than Afghanistan because again, you got flat ground. It is sandy. But pretty much we're driving up MSR Tampa, ASR Tampa out to the Wichicom, doing different things. We use a plugger, which is pretty much numbers. It's not a GPS of pictures. It's just numbers. You put those things in there in a plugger, and you pretty much mark down time, and it says at this coordinate, 10 meter, like 100 meters, 50 meters, 10 meters, make it right. So that's your points, and your points are there by the guys who've been there before. I'm not gonna give out too much of the OPSEC stuff that even though I'm out and everything, still don't give out certain secrets. But there's a way that we navigate, and it seems really hard, but once you get there in theater, do the training is easy to do. But anyway, leaving all that gear there, that's a fucking no go, man. That's no go all the way around, and that's what really gets a lot of people pissed off in the military because it's there's like fucking it's like the rules don't apply. But the rules apply, if that makes any sense. Kind of the same thing if you guys look back at Hillary or whatever, when she had the whole email account, she found a loophole to figure out that she could actually have the email account that she was sending out information that was some very, very sensitive information. If that was like a random guy new in the military doing something like that, his ass be out of the military, Article 15, and would be dishonorably discharged and being Leavenworth, no, without a doubt. So it doesn't. The stuff is not. It's not cool across the board. And that's one thing that's not really good to go, man, about, the military. And it's one of those things, again, there's a lot of politics there and things like that. And again, that's just my opinion really quickly, and again, because I'm not a historian of Afghanistan. I know it's a really shitty place. I know, just like Iraq is a little bit more modern. But Iraq, man, there was parts of Iraq when we went over to the west, or just going up into the East Iraq, man. I went out there one day. We had to go out there because the road was broken. We had to take some stuff out there, and we was one of the first convoys to go out there. So I navigated out there, man. I seen mud huts, like no shit, mud huts. Like they take mud and make a fucking house. And this is like 2008, 2009, 2010. We talking about, current. And I'm guaranteed that mud hut is still there. So it's really crazy to see we got all this advancements. Tesla's coming out with a goddamn robot and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And your car drives itself and all this stuff. And you got people, no shit, man, who don't know what happened, 5 years ago. They still 5-6 years behind. You got some guys that don't have any contact, the Sentinel tribes and everything. They don't have iPhones out there. They'll kill you just for showing up. So there's places in this world that are timeless. Time stands still. Time is one of those things where people say, like, it's one of those things where it's made up by a governing body or whatever, and we agree that at this time of the day it's going to be 4 o'clock. This time of the day is going to be 5 o'clock. Some people, the sun comes up. They their time is pretty much by how high that sun is. When it starts going down, that's how they judge their day or whatever. They don't go by times. They don't have schedules. They don't pay taxes. They don't do none of the shit that we do. Everything that we do as a human race is made up, man. Everything, the taxes, all the bullshit you pay. I mean, shit. I'm running a business. You're paying me to build your engine. I'm offering a service, and that's just one of those things. Services are paid for, and whatever. I do what I got to do to not be out there robbing and killing people and doing things illegally. I'm making a legal living, provide for my family. And I don't have to look behind my back and look over my shoulder for doing illegal things or drugs and all that stuff like that. That's a short-lived life and stuff like that. From Baltimore, I've been all around it all my life, and I've seen it destruction. I've seen it take people out. I've been caught in crossfires and all types of stuff out there. So you don't want to get into that stuff out there if you can avoid it. With PayPal, Cash App, all this other crap out there. There's definitely more than one way out there to make legal money and make a grind. You just gotta be smart about it and do that and everything. So again, man, if you guys got any specific questions you want me to answer on that stuff, just send it to me, because I don't want to keep running in circles. It's not gonna be a long podcast anyway. I'm just giving a quick update, quick jab or whatever, and things like that. So take a little drink of water and everything. So my throat's getting a little dry. So off of that, again, send any questions to podcast@pinkustyle.com and I'll get on it. Any things you want me to cover. So other thing I got, I made a post the other day about me coming to America to do program. I've already talked about this before. It was kind of undercover. It was supposed to happen this year, and then this year, honestly, I thought all this bullshit, blah blah blah. November and elections happen, Corona's gonna be done, right? Like everybody else out there, man. I was totally wrong. So we're on Corona Part 2. COVID Part 2, and this luck is about to be a COVID Part because shit, man. It's the 31st August. It's going to be September tomorrow, and we're still in Corona times. I still got my mask in my pocket. I'm about to get this stupid goddamn what is it? The vaccination. I'm going to get that on the 15th of September, and yeah, man, it's just. Yeah, I've held out long enough to not get the first batch because, again, just like PlayStation 5s, 4s, PlayStation 3, you don't want to get the first batch because the first batch is going to have overheating, different shit is going to happen. So hopefully they figure things out. I've been to Fukushima and everything and ate meat there after the nuclear thing, and I'm still living. So, I'm not too afraid of it. 1 second. I got a few messages and everything from people that I kind of talk to frequently about, random stuff and everything. And my circle of guys, and they were like, man, you're in Japan, right? why are you coming to America to drive? I covered it kind of once loosely a few podcasts ago. Again, this podcast is not big enough where guys will follow me so much where they know every step of the way, except for guys like my guy Alan Archer out there, my guy Zach, who's going to be on a podcast. And yeah, man, it's the reason why I'm doing it in a nutshell, man, again, is because it's more lucrative. When I was seeing other guys go over there, like Robbie and different people, and even my guy Rahman go over there and have a campaign with Masuyama. And I was like, man, we're in Japan. Why are we doing this? And the thing, what it comes down to, man, is like, again, I love Japan. I love living here. But as far as business, as far as their practices, as far as there's a lot of different things that, again, you have to live here. And you'll see this is a common trait when people who live in Japan seem to always complain about stuff. And it's not, you know, I've even been the victim of complaining about different things here in Japan because, like, we're from different places. And when you go to different places, you know, jets are flying right now. We go to different places or whatever, and you got different walk. I mean, again, I've been to Europe. I've been to, you know, Middle East. I lived in America. So I've been around different places to see how different cultures function. So to get here in Japan, as advanced as some things are, a lot of things in Japan is very kind of like very slow. Business tactics and things like that is really different. They're, as a people overall, very passive. And I've recently been having a thing, man, where, you know what I mean, my business has been getting more successful as my, you know, success is not as the result of like having a ton of money and flaunting it around and stuff like that, because you guys know that's not my style. And obviously if I had a ton of cash, you obviously see all my cars running. So, you know what I mean, you can kind of correlate the bills to how well things are doing. You know what I mean, I just got my other car running after 5 years of being down. So that tells you I just didn't have the spare cash to get those cars running, and that's keeping it real. I was making enough money to keep my doors open. The amount that I paid is my business, but trust me, it was more than a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's all we could, you know, is good money. Trust me, if I was single, yeah, man, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's, you know, with a lot of Japanese cats that I was kind of cool with before, man, you know, just, you know, friendly or whatever, man, it just changed overnight. As my business got more successful, and even my local track MSP, I don't go to a lot, man, because the vibe is different. When I go, I'm a very straight up guy. When I go to the track and I see guys there, and I, you know, even if we don't talk, I just give them the what's up or whatever, and it's just like now it's just stale face. They don't want to talk. I'm like, look, man, my style, I'm a very combative type person. Like I'm cool to fight. I'm cool or whatever, right? I'm not going to be in a situation or be around a group of people who don't want me there, man. And they don't want me there. It's only two ways. There's only two reasons why. Because I got a lot of people out there who know what I'm about. You're jealous of success, that all the stuff I've accomplished. How am I American in Japan, in your homeland with a business, all these cars, doing all this stuff, right? Or, you know, it's the other guys that are just, you know, like I said, they're jealous. And the other guys, they just don't like the way I'm straight up about why they don't like the confidence that I exude from myself. They don't like the fact that I don't let nobody say shit out of turn to me. I'm not a turn and cheek type of person. We can be cool and casual all day, and there's no need to get confrontational and things like that. But the minute something is said out of term or said something that like a misunderstanding, we're gonna nip that in the bud, because I'm not gonna walk away from that situation with us having a misunderstanding when I had a chance to did that right there. And I'm the type of person that do that, and I do it all the time. I do it weekly with this business stuff, and I got to deal with guys and people try to put things off on you and stuff like that, and that's not my thing. I don't put none of my stuff off on anybody else. I make it happen. So those are only two things that people will not want to be around me, in my presence, because either one, they don't want to be told off because they can't help saying dumb shit, or they just jealous of what I got to do. And then my thing is I can sense that, and I'm going to call it out like, hey, man, like, is there a fucking problem? Like, with what I'm doing? I'm making a living for my kids. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not messing with your girlfriend. I'm not banging your wife. I'm not doing nothing out of term. You just got a problem with me being successful in your place. And there's a lot of Japanese cats out there that I can see it. They don't know I can see it and can read it. And my thing too, like I told my buddy, man, like I'm not going to be around a group of people. I'm not fluent in Japanese. I'm not fluent enough to have an argument in Japanese, right? I've had a couple before with some old guys, and it was like weird, but it was weird, you know, whatever. But I'm not fluent enough to get my point across completely and convey what's going on. And if I was, honestly, that wouldn't be a problem. There's just a lot of cats here that are old school mentality thinking. But Japan, in a nutshell, is comprised of, just like it was back in the day. You got the clans and everything, and the samurais. They still carry that same thing today. It starts from pre-K. They start the clan thing, and that's all cultures do it. But it's a really big thing here where they got the clans and the cliques and whatever. And like when you go to the track and MSP on the track day, everybody's not there together. It might look like it's all one event, but when you go to Bisu Matsuri or whatever, there's groups of 3, groups of 4, groups of 5 drifters, and they kind of stay in their groups. And if you try to intermingle, unless those 2 groups are cool with each other, they don't talk to each other. So you see that a lot. Again, I've been here 14 years, so I see it. I don't give a fuck what nobody tells you. I'm telling you how it is. So when you go to drift at Ibisu, I stopped going to Matsuri because, it was all Australians and some New Zealand guys and Japanese, and then the Japanese thought that all the Gaijins were like, missiling cars and crashing. So the Japanese stopped coming, or when they came, they really didn't want to drive around any foreigners at all. So I was there by myself because the Australian guys are sometimes acting weird. I'm not talking about my guys like Pickering and Stewie. That was a different generation. Those guys were all cool. That was like the second generation of Matsuri Australian guys. They came there more in a competitive spirit, which Matsuri is supposed to be a relaxed, fun environment. And that kind of that took the things down a little bit. So, it kind of started that way. Again, Japanese are very cliquish, and I walk everywhere in this fucking world. My head straight up. Even though I ain't gotta be straight up looking at people, my head is just up straight, looking straight, man. Where the fuck I'm going at, and where I gotta get to when I gotta do. And people, they fucking, people who are confident, too confident, alpha type males. It's like a understanding with each other, and you could tell. You can just kind of feel that vibe. When a dude's like a fake kind of beta motherfucker, man, you can feel that vibe as well. And like, I'm like, hey man, if there's a problem, hey man, what's up? I ain't gotta fucking be ain't no short talk. Like, hey, there's a problem or something, let's talk, man. Or just don't fucking say nothing to me. Keep it moving. Don't mention my name. I don't mention you because I got a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm gonna only talk to you. So, people just kind of hate that when you're confident about yourself, you're confident about where you're going, and what you say is what you do. I've been kind of stagnant with the whole drifting thing as far as competition because I'm growing my business. Now, if you're stagnant and you got stuff going on and whatever, that's your business. But I'm growing an international business. I'm doing very good for myself, keep taking care of my family, making good connections. I'm been doing shit daily, man. So I don't get where guys like, oh man, you ain't been doing this. I ain't seen you doing it. Like, dude, I've been running a fucking business. You don't follow my Instagram. You don't follow my Facebook. Like, what do you think the fuck I'm doing, man? I'm running a business. So I don't get that stuff, man. So anyway, I'm going to America because there's more eyeballs there. There's more supporters there, and there's more money there. That's the honest thing right there. I would get more, even with FD doing that thing in Japan. I mean, to be honest, watching that shit, man, dude, it's not. I mean, I'm gonna get in there and throw my hat in the ring and do what I gotta do, man. But it's just not. It's just boring. It's just like the same. It's drifting, right? But it's just something about FD Japan. It's just I can't watch it. It's just like, other than Fastio, Shinji Manawa, like that's like the only people I really look at it for, to see those guys run. Other than that, hear Ken and Robbie talk. But when I put FD on, man, it's like America's really doing it, man. And again, I said it before on multiple podcasts. America's really doing it well in the drifting. The cars builds are very, very, very well. There's a lot of engineering going on. America is believe it or not, is like number one in drifting right now. The car builds, the level of drivers. Now, like if you take those guys away from the some people, I like the last round at whatever, St. Louis, I think. Yeah, it was St. Louis, right? People were like complaining because it was kind of like they go in, they kind of start drifting or whatever, and there was no bank, and people were mad about that. Like, dude, that's drifting in America is not about banks. It's just happen to be you got fake oval tracks there, right? So it's not about oval stuff or whatever. It's just what it is. I enjoyed the layout because that's actually something that would be run in Japan, a track type thing. So it comes down to style. Some people, they can't drift that aggressively, and you notice that who's a guy that looked good. Both the Japanese guys look good. this round, and it's because they didn't have to fuck with a bank. If you look at how aggressive Masayama looked and the other guy was looking, it's because they didn't have to do bank. The bank stuff they're still learning. They can do it, but the bank stuff is not. You don't have no bank tracks in Japan that are drifting. There's a couple little test tracks that got banks on it. The old Fuji got a bank on it. That's a crazy bank. That's not a driftable bank. But there's no banks in Japan to practice on, so their skill set is lacking there as compared to like somebody like JR or one of the guys that's been drifting in banks since the beginning, since he started out and everything. So this is a different thing there. So I like the track. Everybody was saying it was boring and everything because again it didn't have banks, but it comes with it. Is what it is. So when I come there, I gotta specifically train on banks. I know how to drift already. I'm not a tandem already. I know how to chase. I know how to lead. I know how to do all that stuff already. That's not a problem. So my thing is I've never drifted on the bank, so I gotta learn that. I have to learn how to drift on the bank, transition, do all that stuff. So I'm not coming over to even. FD is not even on my mind coming there. My thing is pro-am, specifically like the shootouts, your clutch kicker things or whatever. So I'm gonna have a car. I'm gonna build a car here because I don't want to. Alan's got a lot of stuff going on there. British Moto. I'm gonna build a car here without a cage. I'm gonna put it on the ship, send it over to Savannah. This is hopefully with all this COVID shit is fucking gone, man, because. I've already said I'm not leaving Japan again unless it's a lucrative reason to leave, and I got a ton of money, a good amount of money in the bank. Where, that trip to Atlanta, it was cool, but that was almost what 14. That was about 17, 18 days away from business. I'm not in that bracket where I could take 18 days off of business because when I left the shop, my money stopped. My money was zero. I didn't sell no parts. I didn't do nothing. I made $0 the whole time I was in Atlanta and everything. So, I took time away from the business. It was worth it to link up with Alan. Take a little break, to be honest, because it was a good to refocus things, see how Alan runs his shop, how Alan and Rachel do. They kill it out there. It was cool to sit back and see those guys at Atlanta Motor Speed Park. How they sell their gear, how everybody comes to the track with no helmets and knowing that Alan's going to be there and buy a helmet. That was some dope stuff to see, man. So they kill it out there and everything. So, yeah, man, it's I'm definitely doing it. Of course, I proved I'm going to do it. The Atlanta thing, people were like, I did that for two reasons. To make business contacts, met up with Scott, the Grip Royal. Again, met up with Alan. Ran into LZ out there and met the Drift HQ guys and everything, a couple of them. And, that was right there showing that I'm going to, because like you could talk and talk and talk, but again, I paid about $1,900 for the plane ticket, plus the insurance to fly over. Of course, the expenses, traveling and all that stuff. I had to pay all that. The COVID test, had to pay all that crap. So I'm over. At current date, I'm over $1,000 in COVID tests. For me, personally. So yeah, it's gonna happen. So for the people who saying, maybe whatever, fuck you, whatever, don't worry. I'm not worrying about what you do with your day. So I'm just telling you what's gonna happen. If it was not for COVID, I would have already been over there. I would have been over there already, probably doing rounds and stuff like that already. 2021. Wasn't expecting this stuff to go this long. 2022 is rolling in. Hopefully, this stuff by the year end blows over. Everybody gets their vaccines, and we can kind of return to normalcy. And you got your card, you got your chip, or whatever the hell you got, and everything. So we get back to normal and stuff like that. So everything's cool. So I'm definitely gonna do that, and that's the reason why. And in a nutshell, I'm just tired of like the Japanese style, and also I'm fucking tired of like some Americans and Australians and New Zealand guys who live here in Japan. They want to be like fucking gatekeepers. Like, who the fuck are you, man? You're in Japan. Like, grow together. Everybody's trying to grow apart type thing. And I'm like, you know what? There's a few guys I sent, out there, whatever. I'm going to bring their name up. You should probably know who I'm talking about. The guys that live here, they're prominent YouTubers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Message them, hey, let's collab. Let's do this. Let's do that. I don't know, man. Or no message back. Like, dude, like I said before, you're covering the scene. These guys out here, these YouTubers, they're covering the scene. I am the fucking scene. I am the industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know where I'm at. I don't need some other motherfucker out there with 2,000 subscribers to build me up. I don't need that. I got 7,000 subscribers, right? But I got a business. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff I put out there, I'm making more money. I make more money off a guy wanting to export a car because he's seen my video. Like, so I got 7,000 subscribers, but I still make more money than you when you got 300,000. doesn't. It's how you use the game. It's how you play the game, man. So anybody out there, I told guys before, and I'm calm down because I start getting like a little heated when I talk about that stuff a little bit because it's relating to why I'm going to drift in America, and America got shit with it too. So don't act like it's not. It is. It makes more money. The Europe scene, not really interested into it. Especially with Corona going on. I'm not really too much. I don't have too many connections in Europe. It would cost me much more money to go there and drift in Europe. And sorry about that. In America, I got my truck that I sent over to Allen, which is Allen truck now, green truck. So I got transportation. I got a network there. I got all these guys coast to coast. I got a good network. I can make it happen, man. And again, what I want to show guys too is how much you can do with the bare essentials. Too many guys out there, man. They got too much shit, man. They got too much shit going on. The car don't fucking run right. They want to pull all the bells and whistles out there. Nigga, I've been in the game over 20 years. I could talk my shit. You kind of get the gist of the thing. I know what to do for me. That's gonna work. I know what I can see. I keep. It's weird how you got the internet, right? You got the internet, but guys just kind of. They act like they can't see outside of America. You can't see outside of what's going on, right? I can see what everybody's doing in America by Instagram. I can see what everybody's doing in America by YouTube. I can see what everybody's doing in Europe by YouTube. I can see what the trends are. I can see in America, everybody's doing, everything is LS2J, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bring the RB out because that's what I do. So, you guys will give Ryan Little shit. You will give me shit too. I can see in Europe, you got a lot of BMWs. LS is in it, and Australia is kind of emulating kind of the same as Japan. So you kind of got the regional thing going on. The LS thing, I don't knock at all. I'm about to do an LS swap myself. A couple of them actually do business. Over there, man, it just, it makes sense because the parts are readily available. And even over here, it's not, internet's changed everything, man. You're not cut off from anything. Only thing is finding a reliable source to get your stuff shipped out. So there's no more that I can't get this, I can't get that. I get hit up daily almost by guys who want to get stuff done. But at the same time, I like I say, man, I'm not passive. Hey, you ready to spend for shipping? If you're not, all right, come back to me when you are. End of conversation. Done. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is up there, man. Again, guys are there. Again, I'm about to wrap this up because I got to get out and do some stuff with my kids and stuff like that. I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit because I've been away. And again, man, with all things in life, just be confident in what you got to do. Say what you mean what you say every step of the way. Don't sugarcoat shit because the minute that you do that, you lose that control over that person that you're dealing with, and not controlling that person per se, but controlling that situation. When I go into somebody else's lane, I'm on their time. If I'm going to a shop to get my hair cut, I'm on at barber's time. I don't be like, hey man, get here, get there with my own mirror. I don't sit in the barber chair, my own clippers and shit like this, and the dude's cutting this side. You fucking sit there, you get your hair cut, you get your shit shaved or whatever, you pay, you leave. When you go in somebody else's lane, but when you coming into my lane, I'm controlling all that situation because you're not going to waste my time. I'm not going to get my time wasted. Hey, we're going to do this on this day. You ready to roll? You ready to not? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, come back later. It's just, control your time, control your emotions when you're dealing with people, cooler, hot or cold, and everything, and let people know, man. And then also everybody out there is not, everybody's not, you don't deal with everybody the same way. You know what I'm saying? So again, where I'm at Masawa, I'm right here by the base. There's a bunch of hot shot DIY guys here now, and I don't knock them because I wouldn't be at this point in my life if I didn't do my own work. But, you got guys that, I don't go there because he's this or he's charging too much. Fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? If you watch my thing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you don't know what it takes to run a business. And I give a fuck if your dad runs a business, your mom runs a business. If you ain't running the business yourself, if that money ain't coming out of your that money ain't coming out of your wallet, right here, out of your credit cards and all that stuff, shut the fuck up, man. You running your mouth about some shit you don't know about, man. And then like I got, I store that shit, man. And so I got my cars coming back up. So, I'm going to go to the track. I'm not going to announce that I'm going to be there all the time. I'll roll up there. And if we can get in it, we can get it in. And the thing about it, when I go to the track, all that sideways shit that I do here, because I hear. So when you say shit out there, the guys who do follow me in Masawa, it gets back to me. It's just that you're not worth my time to come even question you because you're not on my level. I'm not going to come down to your level to explain some shit to you when you don't get any. I don't explain shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I give people like the what's what, but explaining myself, I keep myself out of that because you keep yourself out of that by not lying. to people, and also saying what you mean the first time around. That way you ain't got to explain yourself again to that person. If people don't want to get on the board, tell them to fuck off. I told a story a couple of times this week, man, to people venting or whatever. I turned down a job for about $3,500, man. I need that fucking money right now, but the dude didn't want to play ball by my system. He wanted to do everything his way. And I'm like, bro, you don't do it that way, man. This is my shop. You're going to run it my way. You're going to get the parts how I wanted to get it. And we're going to move from there. And so many people, man, they just they want to do shit their way, and they feel like they can interject. Like, this is not you coming to me for my service, you're going to do it my way. And it's disrespectful, because those same guys, when they go to Coco Ichiban, they go to Yellow Hat, they go to Autobox, they do business by those fucking rules. So why, when you come to another American, you feel like you can fucking get over and stuff like that, man? So I'm going to shut this off, because I'm going to start talking. Every time I go by myself, I get kind of heated off of like current situations with customers. Again, it's just venting. Podcast is good for that, but I like to have my guy Lex here to bounce ideas off of him and everything. But again, it is a skill to be able to carry on like this, because some people can't, you ask a person a question, they can't really say anything about themselves. As I said before, one good thing is when any situation, you should be able to tell somebody, you should be able to tell a stranger about yourself within 5 minutes. In 3 minutes is even better. And if you get down to 2 minutes, you're like a fucking master. You tell that person everything they need to know, the vital shit that's kind of surrounded about, if you're going into a business contract or business whatever, business deal or whatever. So like, for example, I bring up T-Pain, right? T-Pain has gotten to drifting. First thing I'll mention about T-Pain, because it's more relevant, what he's kind of doing is something more closer to what I'm higher at right now, is drifting, right? After we got to talking or whatever, then I would bring up, I'm like shooting a video from right here inside my studio. I make music, and I've been making music since about 2002, 2001. T-Pain was already popping around that time and everything. So, I've been making music for a while. I do it for myself. I'm good at it. But I wouldn't bring up the music shit right away, because that's like, what he does. Like that, he's a pro at that shit. I'm a pro-am at making music, making beats and shit, right? So I wouldn't bring that up first, because that'll be like, you trying to get at me, you trying to talk to me about music. He already get that shit all day from people trying to get on. He in A&R, right? So my thing is, he's coming into my lane with drifting, right? I'm a pro. So it's more advantageous for me to mention about drifting, and then the music shit will kind of come out naturally. So when you talk to people, you want to give them that 5 minute rundown of what you do. 5 minutes is a long time to just run your mouth, but so try to, honestly, 2 minutes, 3 minutes is cool. But if the person you talked about is a sports guy, I bring up, I play Division I football. I practice judo, I practice jiu-jitsu, I practice MMA, all this different stuff, right? So you put it in the sports spectrum. I was a captain of lacrosse. I was a varsity player in football. I walked on Division I football, Division I, University of Maryland. I was only a walk-on, but I played with Sean Merriman, Vernon Davis, blah blah blah. So you want to have multiple different pitches for people you're going to talk to. And the thing is, for me, it's sports, cars, computers, music. I'm into dirt bikes now, and all the different stuff. I do a lot of different things, man. I'm really good at a lot of different things. And I think that's another thing I got, as I wrap it up, but I definitely will wrap it up on this. This is an issue I have right here. I'm good at everything I do, right? I'm good at music. I'm good at martial arts. I'm good at sports. I'm good at cars. And those guys in that area, hey man, come out to this race. I just picked up some dirt bike stuff from a dude. He was like, hey man, come out to this place on Saturday. I'm like, well, I'm doing car shit. If I got time, I'll stop by and get in some lap time, right? And it's the guys when I'm getting pulled. I'm getting pulled, but I don't allow myself to be pulled. Like right now, I could be doing jiu-jitsu, but I'm doing this video, so I can get this video out, because honestly, jiu-jitsu is cool, but jiu-jitsu ain't paying my bills, and that's how I keep it like that. And that's all the people who ask me, hey man, where you at? Hey man, I ain't getting paid to roll around. You work all day, you work where you work, and you go there to decompress. I'm at work right now. So if I break my fucking arm, and shit can happen, I'm riding dirt bikes and shit, so I almost broke my hand the other day. And so I always do that. So that's not a reason. That's not an excuse. It's just I ain't got time, and your schedule don't meet mine. So I'm fucking doing business work or whatever at nighttime. So again, not explaining yourself to people, man. So hey man, why you ain't racing this weekend? Why you ain't drifting? Why you ain't here why you in the club making music with us? Because I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. I'm doing what I want to do. Number one, my business, my family, and whatever else I want to do, I got time for to do. That's what I'm doing, man. So again, guys, just run your life accordingly, man. Do what you got to do. My PTSD guys out there, again, I'm a PTSD guy. I don't bring it up like a bleeding heart, but it's definitely a thing. That's why I chill by myself. That's why I don't be engaged with all these different people, because I can't let these people energy get me off, because again, I'm 1 second close, dude. You don't get it, man. Again, the combat shit to kind of bring that back. I was prepared to kill over there, man. And again, I'm not, people say that shit. I was prepared to kill to stay the fuck alive. I was prepared to do that to get back home. I didn't have a family back then. So if I had a family, I think it would be even more crazy, even more serious. I didn't have any kids. I have a wife for my 3 tours. But now, when I'm out and about, like, I'm on point, man. I'm in Japan. I'm walking around Japan like I'm in Baltimore. I'm looking at people. I'm looking at people's hands, looking at people's pockets. I'm way too over. And then my Iraq training, 3 years there, I'm way too alert is good, but I'm like kind of too uptight, if that makes any sense. I'm analyzing myself, psychoanalyzing myself. I'm too uptight because where I'm from and the environments I've been in, if you're not on point, man, you fucking die, man. So what I mean. I ain't gonna never get caught slipping in Japan. Let's just be real. I've been in some situations where I took some cars some places and I had to fucking puff my chest out even further than it is. I'm bigger than most people around. There's not many places I go where I'm people are bigger than me. So I already have the size. I'm 5'11". I'm 245 pounds, but I'm not obese, obviously. I'm in decent shape. So I'm already physically bigger. So when you add the physical bigness with the mentality of being straight up direct, making eye contact, it's one thing I do. I walk by people, I'm fucking looking you in your eye. Even if it's for a split seconds, I'm looking you in your eye just to check what the fuck you up. If you want to try me or do whatever. And again, I'm way too over. Nobody's gonna do none of that stuff in Japan, man, especially in Misawa. But again, it's just one of those things where you gotta be on point, and that's just one of those things again, man, why I don't like going to certain groups. I despise Cars and Coffee for reasons of I don't like the car guys there, and also, again, you're not going to say some sideways shit to me, and I'm not going to check you. Then again, predominantly most of the people at Cars and Coffee are Japanese, so I'm not going to do the little snickering and laughing and shit like, hey man, something's fucking funny. You know what I'm saying? I drive track cars. I ain't got no fucking pretty ass build with just a fucking car with some $4,500 wheels. Like, they ain't no fucking build. You took some nuts out, you put the fucking wheels on, and they barely fit your car, man. Fuck off with all that stuff, man. Cars and Coffee shit. Don't ever invite me to none of that stuff, man. I just ain't for it, man. Don't like those type of people. You want to race, you want to talk to me, see me at the track, we get down, put your shit on the line, all those mods you got and all that stuff you do, all that other shops you go to get your work done. Let's see how good that shit is, man. That's the type of person, that's the energy I'm bringing, man. I'm bringing that positive, forward energy. It's aggressive. It's definitely aggressive. I know it, because even when I'm saying it, I'm thinking about, like, damn, that's kind of aggressive the way you're kind of talking, man. Like, you want to fight. I'm like, hey, man, you want to be competitive. Life is competitive, man. Like, you look 150, 200 years ago, there's fucking samurais running around here with swords and shit. Like, that ain't that long ago. Samurais running around here with swords, cutting motherfuckers' fingers off, cutting people's faces off, doing all that shit. And that was combat. And the thing with the human nature today, man, we've realized how World War II, that wasn't that long ago, man. That wasn't that long ago where we were just shooting motherfuckers. The Civil War, that wasn't that long, 18 whatever, that wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not a long time ago. So people got used to not being punched in the face. I've been punched in the face. I've been in fights, and so I think that's one thing. Not advocating out there to go get in the fight, man. But most people ain't been in a fight. They don't know what it's like to be embarrassed. They don't know what it's like to get punched in the face. They don't know what it's like to feel that adrenaline. They don't know what it's like to get that rush of blood. They don't know what it's like when you fucking anger cry, or you fucking get the trembling in your fucking voice when your shit gets to that point where your brain is like, dude, we can run, or we can fucking fight. And I'm standing my fucking ground, man. So people don't see that shit. And I had to show it to a couple customers before. They never come back because they realized they almost get their fucking face slapped off and everything. And this thing about it, man, because they knew they were wrong, and they knew that was about to happen, man. And people see that shit, and this is military people. This is military members are talking about here. I'm not talking about some random cats on the street. I'm in Japan. I'm around a military base and everything. So it is what it is, man. Again, So I don't like to do this too much by myself, man, because I kind of get really in my deep thoughts. And my deep thoughts are very aggressive, man. And it's aggressive because life, to stay alive, to prosper, you got to be aggressive. You can't let no motherfucker out there fuck you over, because the minute you do, you will never get that respect back. So I'm going to leave you on that. Keep that respect. Don't lose that respect, and check anybody who comes across your lane. Make sure they know what they got to do, and they'll be right about you. So it's going to be Donnie signing off from Masao Japan, Pinku Style. See you guys later. Next podcast, next couple podcasts, that will be my guy Brian. He was on Getaway Driver and everything. So check out, definitely subscribe, man. Subscribe, share it around and everything. Again, I'm not going to change, man. I'm the same guy you guys remember from back in Baltimore. I'm the same Donnie. I'm a little bit bigger, a lot more wiser. A lot more well off in life and everything, but I'm the same guy, man. And you know, that's another whole topic for another thing right there, man. You know, outgrowing your people, so that DMX on that joint with Nas on that joint with DMX said something to the fact, I can't really quote it. He's like, some homies pretty much you just outgrow some homies and you leave them there. And I forgot what he said, man. But man, my guy Nas, that shit hit home, man. Like, it's unfortunate, man, but it's, you know, I hope some of my guys back in there are watching me, but I don't think so, because I get no support from my team, you know, back there, and I put it like it is. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Ain't none of y'all bought a shirt for me and stuff like that, and none of y'all ain't none of y'all plugging my shop. Like, I'm your guy back there. I'm here, and you supporting everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that shit, it hurts, man. It hurts when I was the one building your shit, building your harnesses, doing all that stuff and everything, which gave me the skills to be here, making a life for myself. So I'm laughing last, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? You can't plug my shit. You can't buy a sticker. You can't buy a shirt. It's cool, man. That you know what I mean? That the energy right there, reciprocate that energy, man. And this is wrapping it up. Reciprocate that fucking energy out there. When a motherfucker blows you off, blow them back off. That's how you check people. If you let somebody blow you off, I got, again, people in Japan. You can probably add it up. I messaged some guy 2 years ago. Hey, man, let's collab. Hey, man, get on the podcast. Let's do this. Scene, right? Scene, red, right? If this motherfucker hits me up right today, like, hey, man, could you do this for me? And if I respond within 5 minutes, yeah, man, let's do that. That motherfucker knows he got me. When the person I'm talking about, with a group of people, message me for anything, I'll leave that shit on scene. I'm going to leave it on scene. I'm going to delete that shit, archive it. And then when I see him in person, hey, man, oh, I sent you a message. Yeah, bitch, I sent you a message too 2 years ago. And you seen that fucking message because it was the last thing that we talked about, and you just disregard that right to do what you want. Nah, man, reciprocate that energy out there, because, again, if I'm not good to talk to you right now, I'm not good for you later. And when the shit gets on and popping to what you think is on and popping, I'm gonna be on and popping with people who are on that same level doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, when I do hit people up, they're gonna come around. I messaged T-Pain. I messaged. I was watching a thing the last night. I messaged the Rollins, Kesley Rollins. I messaged multiple people just to try to collab, and it's like, you know, I don't know, different things where they just feel like it's not worth their time. Like, dude, again, look at where I'm at. I'm an American. I'm a pro driver. I live in Japan. I'm running the shop. What else do you need? What other clout points do you need? I mean, do I got to show you my bank account? You know what I'm saying? So reciprocate the energy out there, man. Again, that's one thing I will, that's my lifelong message to a lot of people out there. Reciprocate that energy. I'm going to get it. Matter of fact, coin that shit, man. Let me write that shit down. I'm gonna get it. Let's reciprocate that energy. Let's write that down. I'm spelling the word all wrong and shit, but I know what it is. I'll spell it right later. So reciprocate that energy, man. I'm gonna get some shirts made like that, and then yeah, that's gonna be my shit. So I said it here first. So if some other clown fucking comes out with it, you know I said it here first. I never see. I'm gonna look on Google and make sure nobody else got it, but I'm gonna get some shirts made and reciprocate that energy, Pinku style type shit. Get them out there, man. Put that fucking energy back out there. The energy, and that's what I'm saying. The energy is good. Positive, man. The guy, again, a lot of you guys who don't know me, you just listen to me, you might sound like it's negative. When I'm with Lex or whatever, we kicking it or whatever, but I'm by myself, it sounds a little bit negative. It's not. It's just, I'm straight. So if you come into my lane and everything is good and positive, I'm laugh, smiles, but the minute you come into my shit, you trying to say sideways shit, oh man, nice little shop. Like, nah, bitch, it's the biggest performance shop in fucking Amori. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest. There's like one other guy that just upgraded to a bigger spot. But I mean, as far as physical size, Nah, it's not a fucking little shop. Some people come at you with that sideways shit. You gotta did that, man. You gotta correct motherfuckers on the spot. Oh man, nice little operation. Nice little this. Nah, bitch. Ain't nothing little about this. I'm putting cars, I'm putting parts across the world everywhere you gotta go. Like, this ain't no little shit, man. This is real shit right here. So, again, reciprocate that energy, man. If it's good energy, put it back. If it's negative energy, put that shit back right back on their face, because what you could be doing is showing that person something they never seen before, because maybe their stature, they're not used to being told no. And I like telling motherfuckers no, and I've told people no, and then what happens, those no's, they go around in their little bitch circles, and, oh, man, he was hard to deal with. And, nah, bitch, because you're not coming into my lane and putting your shit on me. You're not doing that. I don't come into your lane and put my shit on you. So I'm not going to allow that, man. I don't give a fuck. Nobody. Family members, they don't matter. You don't do that, man. So again, keep it real, keep it responsible, reciprocate that energy, and go ahead and send your stuff, what you got to do, to down.pinkustar.com. Gonna get out of here, get some stuff done and everything. So I still got to work. So I already been here about 12 hours. I'm about to go back and work another 5 hours, man. That's what it takes. Family's good to go. Don't worry about my family. Well, yeah, my family's good. So it's going to be Diane signing from South Japan. Pinku Star. See you guys later. Peace.